Morning. At least it's morning here. I don't know if it's morning there when you're watching. How are you? How have you been? How's the week? I hope it's good. Okay, so I have a lot to talk about today, and I'm going to put this light bulb down, even though I'm holding it because it's a bright idea. Here we go. So, if I hold up this glove, and that's what you can see instead of me, and I alter my voice just a little bit, and I say, "Well, good morning, dear. Have you had your liver and lima beans for breakfast yet?" What a horrible thing to just say to you. I'm so sorry. I don't know where that came from. When I hold up the glove and I change my voice a little bit to sound more like Valerie Prevert, the mom from You Can't Do That on Television, I am doing what chameleons do, those little lizards that change color to blend in with their surroundings. I'm not doing it to blend in with my surroundings. I'm doing it to reveal to you a different character that I created, that I invented, that I portrayed on television. Now, because I did it once, I can do it over. I can do it ad nauseum. And some people are entertained and some people are horrified, and oh well, those are the breaks. Now, the reason I want to talk about this today is because it dawned on me yesterday that I have been making it overly complicated to discuss what it is that you and I, all of us, can do anytime we choose to get rid of all the stress and all the fear and all the anxiety that can overwhelm us. I've been talking about it in a way that makes sense because I've been thinking about it a long time. It doesn't automatically make sense to people who it never occurred to before. And this is something that happens when we're trying to communicate to people, and we've been eating and breathing and sleeping and thinking about something for it forever. We can forget that the other person has not. The other person has no clue what on earth this is about, and we tend to overcomplicate. So here's the simple breakdown. Ta-da! A chameleon is a very, very primitive animal, a lizard, with an ability to chemically alter the color of its skin to blend in with its surroundings in a very remarkable way. And we have all, if you haven't, you'll Google this as soon as the video's over. We have all seen pictures, videos of chameleons that are in mid transition. Part of them is still blue, and the other part is sort of a gray brown because they've crawled onto a tree trunk. And where they were before, the bluey green was better suited to protecting them from the gaze of predators, who, if you can't see it, you don't know lunch is here. So that ability that chameleons have is not something they wake up in the morning and say, "I feel simply mauve today." They, they're not sentient and they're not silly. They do it by virtue of associating with the thing closest to them. They blend in with their surroundings, and they are remarkable at it. So this is the analogy I'm going to make today. We are human chameleons. I can become mom in an instant. I can become friend bear in an instant. Oh, I can do any of those characters. I can be Eleanor Tweed in an instant, darling. I can do them because that's my career path. That's my job. That's the thing I learned to do well. Why? Well, because people paid me to do it. And it's not just that I can do those things, and it's not just that I can do those things. We all have thousands of characters. We all have thousands of different facets of our personalities. We don't notice the way the chameleon doesn't notice that when we are in one situation, we bring out that part of ourselves. And when we're in another situation over here, We bring out that part of ourselves. We're not aware that we're doing it. It just happens spontaneously. It's a survival mechanism. When we're children, when we're infants, we imitate the alpha creatures around us that are looking after us. We imitate the sounds they make. We imitate the moves they make. They teach us in that way how to survive, to be like them. That is how we all grew up to be living in a world where people like us do things like this. When we are old enough to go to school and we leave home, we have to start all over again. Because mom and dad or our older brother or sister or the aunt or uncle or whomever doesn't come with us to school. So we look for the closest alpha, the largest energy, and we go stand there. We watch the way they behave and we copy them. We watch the way they dress and we copy them. Why do we do that? Because that's our protective coloring. They look like they know what they're doing. Let's go do that. It is completely subconscious. It is basic survival instinct. All animals do it. And nature has given them, the evolution of each species has given them protective coloring to give them a fighting chance to survive long enough to make more of them and to procreate and to expand and grow. So here's the aha. If we don't have to think about it and we do it instinctively like that, we're good at it. The problem is we don't know that we do it at all, how we do it, and how we can do it again. We don't know, in theory, which part of us, our personalities, our attitudes, our personas, whatever the words are that you want to use, we don't know which ones are going to be the best fit in a situation. We've never had to think about it. So that's a scary proposition when all of a sudden we need to know. We didn't need to know, now we do. And we're what? And the minute we panic, we shift into freeze and hide, and we're pretty much incapable of thinking logically. We're pretty much incapable of saying, okay, now we got this. I know it's here somewhere. I brought it with me the other day. We can't go there. All these people who say, don't let your emotions carry you away. Oh, please, are you listening to you? The emotions are in charge if they want to be. So my job, my role, is not to just tell you to suck it up and do it, because that's completely unhelpful. If you knew how to do it, you'd be doing it. My job, my role, is to show you how we can go and find those personalities, how we can go and get them, sort through, say, this one, no, this one, no, this one, yes. How we can do that efficiently, how we can then apply that, and how we can pay attention when we do it so we can do it again on purpose, with intention, on demand. That's my job. I'm the navigator on this little cruise. You're the ones rowing. So together, though, if I'm navigating and you're rowing, together we're going to reach the other side. We're going to reach the place we want to be. So the first thing I want to talk about in this challenge that I've suddenly realized, oh my gosh, I need to talk about it this way, because this way it makes sense. If a lizard called a chameleon can alter itself to bring out other colors it possesses in order to survive and thrive, we have that ability too. Not only do we have that ability, we use it all the time. So the first step in going from, oh great, but how? And now what? Is this. Every single person you know, every single tribe they belong to. You know, if you've joined book club, if you've joined the camera club, if you like to go hiking, and so there's a group of you that goes hiking. If you like to cook, and so you've joined a recipe exchange club. All of these groups, you live in an area, you get to know the neighbors and the friends, and you trade off responsibilities, shoveling driveways and whatnot when there's snow, all that kind of thing. Each one of these groups and each one of the people in these groups, plus family, plus work, plus go to the repair shop to fix the car. Every one of the people in those groups sees a different quality in you. Why? Well, they're looking through their eyes. They're not looking through their buddy's eyes. They're not looking through the eyes of the teacher that you teach beside at school. They're looking through their eyes, and they see you through their eyes. And not only through their eyes, but through all the filters, all the layers that they look at the entire world through. All the preconceived ideas, the stories they've told themselves. If when they were raised, they were taught that red hair is dangerous, then if you have red hair, they're going to recognize you as someone who's probably going to be a bit of a challenge. They're probably not wrong, by the way, but that's an aside. I digress. So how they see you is a function of how they see everything and that tiny part of you that you present to them. That is one of your chameleon personalities. That is one of your characters that you don't even know you shift into. However, we can teach you how to become aware and do it on purpose. And I'm going to give you a hack. And you're going to say, oh, for heaven's sake, well, that's easy, isn't it? And then we're both going to smile. So here it is. This is an acting technique, and I taught it a lot. I still do. I teach it not merely to actors, but I teach it to anybody that I coach, because it gives me an opportunity to help people see a situation from a completely different and yet completely familiar point of view. Okay? So here's the coaching session. I'm the coach, and you have come to me and you have said, I decided to go to the local theater, amateur theater, to audition for a part. And I was really excited when I got the call that they have cast me as the murderer. It's a really good part, and I'm really excited. The thing is, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to be that. And I'm really nervous that I'm going to let them down because this is my first opportunity. And I say, congratulations on getting the role. Congratulations on realizing that this is something that you want. This is something that you've gone after. And now all of a sudden you have it in your hands and you don't know what to do with it. That's okay too, because congratulations that you've realized you don't know what to do with it. So I'm going to take you to a place where all of a sudden you do know. And once you know it, you'll never forget it. And you will remember how to use it over and over and over. So simple. Here we go. Let's forget about the play for a second. Let's just set it aside. And I want to talk about something that we have all experienced at one time or another. I want you to picture a summer evening. It's or depending on where you are in the world, I want you to picture an evening when the whole day has been really, really warm, kind of muggy, lots of humidity in the air. And when it's been a really warm day and there's lots of humidity in the air, it's kind of tiring. It's kind of tiring. We have to work harder to slog through the day. It feels like we're kind of wading through sort of invisible molasses. And so by the end of the day, we're tired. And it's difficult to sleep when it's hot and muggy because we feel sticky and we're cranky. We're like little kids who should have had a nap earlier. And we're lying there and it's in the dark and we're having trouble getting to sleep and we're really exhausted. And then all of a sudden, we realize that we can hear a mosquito. It's dark and we don't want to turn the light on. And we can hear the mosquito. And here's the thing, as an aside, about mosquitoes that annoy me, and I say this all the time. If they just wouldn't whine, if they would just not whine, it wouldn't be that terrible in anticipation. Okay, you're going to sting me. Fine, do it. Do it for God's sake and get it over with. But the whining, oh my God. And at the end of a very long day when you've been hot and it's been muggy and you haven't accomplished anything and you feel cranky and you want everything to just be easy now, you have to listen to this whining. Okay. You have decided, as you're lying there, that the thing you want most in the world is to dispatch that mosquito. You may be an animal lover. You may be someone who thinks all creatures great and small, but there is a part of you who wants that creature to cross the rainbow bridge, and you are going to be the one to send it on its way. So here's what you do. You know how to do this. You've done this before a million times. You're going to lie there motionless. You're going to lie there like bait. You're going to lie there in a way that the mosquito thinks it doesn't, you don't suspect that it's going to come. You lie there in anticipation. You are planning what you're going to do. You're going to make no sudden moves until the exact right time. When it lands, you'll feel it. Little tiny. There it is. You only have a second because as soon as it lands, it's going to jab you. And then you have to deal with the aftermath of all of that. The minute it lands, you're ready. You're ready. And you are waiting. And there is nothing else that is in your brain but this anticipation and the strategy that you are going to put in place. And when it lands and it stops buzzing, it stops going ee, and it lands, you do it. You do it and you dispatch it and it's gone. And you are triumphant. In that moment, you controlled your circumstances. You couldn't control it all day. You couldn't do anything about the weather. The air conditioning was broken. It was a tough, long uphill day. And in this moment, finally, you got your control back. Ta-da! You've experienced that, right? You know what I'm talking about. You can feel it as I'm telling you. You can feel the adrenaline rise. You can feel the hair on the back of your neck while you are reliving that moment. Correct? Nod yes. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You can remember that, right? Congratulations. You now know how to play the murderer in the play. What you do when you are on stage, when you are rehearsing, when you are performing, is you call up that memory. The code word is mosquito. When you are reading the lines that your character says, when the director is telling you, go here, do this, wait for that, this is the signal, think the word mosquito. Give yourself a moment. When the director says, and when you're ready, you close your eyes for a second. You think to yourself, mosquito, and you visualize that process that is clear in your head. And then you say, got it. And you use the words that are in the script, and you use the moves that the director has given you, and you use the props that are provided. What you are channeling is your method. What you are channeling is your intention, and you are transferring it from your attack of the mosquito to this moment. Ta-da. Does it take practice? Yes. Yes, it does. Do you have any idea where that memory lives? No. Does it matter? Not really. It's embedded in your subconscious, somewhere back in there. There's a big room with a lot of filing cabinets, and there's some poor overworked soul who says, here, here. How we do it is by giving ourselves permission to look at a situation and think of a time when we already mastered it. Think of a scenario that is similar and say to ourselves, I've done this before. What did I do? Where was I? What was I thinking? What was my challenge? How did I feel? If you can't remember to say the word mosquito, you'll now join the word mosquito to the character's name. You'll now join mosquito and your memory of mosquitoes to every memory you have of performing in that play. Those two things will forever be connected. When you're out in the garden and there's a lot of mosquitoes, you're going to remember the play because they're joined. This is the technique that we use. It is that simple. This is how chameleons change their colors to adapt to their surroundings. They don't have to go and think of it. The subconscious does it. It remembers the colors it used the last time and triggers them. That is how it works. How we pivot, how we lean in to our strongest, best self in any moment, how we become our best alpha in any tribe we happen to be in, is the same exercise. The one thing we have to practice, and I'm going to be the one who helps you do it, the one thing we have to practice is giving ourselves permission to let go for a moment of this role, of this tribe, of this story, and call up the other one. Let go of the thing our parents told us. Let go of the thing that the teacher told us. Let go of the thing that our best friend told us. Temporarily, we'll do it again. We'll get back to it. And focus in on us. We are the alpha. We are the one best equipped to be the best version of us, because we already are. We already have been, time and time again. Our goal, it's already there. Once I show you how we do it, all we have to do is go get it. And everything will change. I promise. I promise. So, the story that I told on Facebook when I did the teaser, to give you an example of this crazy thing, was, well, good morning, little Miss David. Yes, good freezing morning. Indeed, freezing morning. The story I told on the Facebook teaser was that I had to call my credit card company, because every 2 years I buy this product. It's in rotation. And so I get in touch with this company. It's in the States. And every time I give them my credit card number, because I only ever buy the product every 2 years, the credit card company blocks it because they don't recognize it. Short attention span. They can't call it up. It's not on file. Apparently not. So then what has to happen is the person from the company calls me and says, so they blocked it again. And I said, oh, give me a minute. And then I call the credit card company and they put you through, press 1 for this and press 2 for that. Don't punch people randomly. And then the person comes on the phone and they usually say, how may I help you? My name is Thing. Only this time it was a woman and she came on and she said, my name is Thing. And she said, how can I help you make your day better? And I burst out laughing. And she said, nobody ever laughs on these calls. And I said, well, they're going to laugh today. And I said, how can you help me make my day better? That's brilliant. I said, maybe you can help me make my diet work a little better. And she burst out laughing. And she said, oh my God, you're right. We're both laughing. And she said, if I help you, can you help me with my diet? I said, I'll tell you what, let's get the business out of the way. And then let's talk the really important stuff. And she said, yes. Okay, what did I just do there? I'll tell you what I just did there. I manipulated the situation. I made her forget why she's there. And I took her to a place that she has been many times and has enjoyed and loves to go back to. I took her to a place where she was talking to someone who made her smile. And everything we had to do in business was forever joined by that memory of the last time she had a good time. And I did that deliberately. I do it all the time. It's my way of sneaking up on people and getting them into my boat. I can even do it to people while I'm telling them I'm doing it to them. It still works. Why? Because it's subconscious. It's an automatic survival reflex. Okay. So I told her the story. And I said, I used to work on television and I played this character who was so embarrassingly silly that I can no longer really be embarrassed. So this little, hiccup, please, it's every 2 years for, I don't know, a decade, 2 decades now. I'm good. And she said, oh my God, I can't believe it. I'll try and make a note on your file. And I said, well, that would be lovely. Others before you have made that promise too. It hasn't seemed to work. And she said, well, I'm so sorry. So anyway, she said, all right, it's all done. You'll be fine. And I said, good. When we're done our important conversation, which is about losing weight, I'll call them back and say, carry on. We have a go ahead. So she said, all right, tell me what your secret is. And I did. I told her my secret, and I will tell you my secret on another video. And she said, are you kidding me? And I said, works for me, works for everybody I tell it to. Give it a try. And she said, I am going to do that. And she said, I am never going to forget this call. And I said, I'll tell you why you're never going to forget this call, aside from the fact that you'll lose weight, because I'll be checking back in on you in 2 years. When I said, they're going to ask you all about this on this call may be recorded for training purposes, this meeting that they're going to have with you. And she said, oh my God, I almost don't care. So what happened in that conversation was this. I was blocked. I had lost control of my ability to do a thing that I want to do. I had to go and get permission to do the thing that I wanted to do. I found a way, because I've done it before and it works, so I always do it. I found a way to talk to that woman on a different level than her job. I reached out to the part of her personality that has a sense of humor, that likes people, and by the way, can't lose weight. I reached out to that combination in her using language that combination of personalities would hear. And whichever one of them it needed to be would rise to the occasion and respond to me. And it was that person who said, get this business done. I want to know about losing weight. And not only did it happen quickly, it happened efficiently. And she went over and above to make a note on my file. Why? Because we had found another place to connect that meant something of value to her. And now, as I said, those are forever connected. The next time she hears my name, or the next time somebody complains about a call with a complainer, she's going to say, well, let me tell you about the call I just had. And she's going to make other people smile, because she's going to share my diet hack. And everyone is going to say, oh my God, that's so simple. The ripples keep rippling. So when I show you how, and I show you why, you will forever be free to claim your hidden power, to rise above, to lean in, to make the most of any situation. You will never again be held hostage. You will never again be afraid that there is an alpha you need to get permission from, because you will be the authority. You will be the alpha. People will come to you. That's the way it works. That's how tribes are formed. That's how leaders are born, because they're shown this hidden power that we all possess. We're all chameleons, my darlings, from birth. And we are going to talk about this a lot because it's exciting, it's fun, it's magical, and every single one of you has a story to share with me. I know that you're going to comment. I know that you're going to comment and tell me, my God, you just reminded me of a moment when I did something like that. How did I do that? And we will have that conversation. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to all these videos every time we do them, because we become a tribe when we're here together, and I'm doing this with you. It's amazing. This is episode 124. How incredible is that? So before I go, I want to say a couple of things. Speaking of leaning in and becoming the alpha, it is a process getting information on where this journey I'm on is going with my friend who is having health issues. I still don't have all the answers. I'm supposed to get them this afternoon. I will be posting videos to let you know when our regular videos are going to be scheduled. Hopefully, the scheduling will continue uninterrupted. But I want you to know I'm on it. I want you to know I'm looking for the way to get the information. Okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing is to thank you, remind you to tell your friends and loved ones to subscribe so we can grow our tribe. And the third thing is to remind you to be good to you. You so deserve it. You really are amazing. You have the power. We just have to help you find it. All right? And remember to hug your loved ones. I will see you very soon. Stay safe. Mwah.